Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 4, and we are going to report the continuation of Module 2, which is Employment Opportunities in Hospitality and Tourism Industry in THC 107. The topics that we had are the jobs and positions available in the tourism and hospitality industry, skills and qualifications needed to be employed in the tourism and hospitality industry, and lastly, the trends and innovations in the tourism and hospitality industry.
Hospitality and tourism is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. This includes hotel and restaurant management, cruise ships, spas, resorts, theme parks, and other areas. It consists of components such as transportation, accommodation, services, tourist attraction, etc. Talking about its wide range scope, each sectors offers several career and employment opportunities.
Airlines. Airline employment is exciting and attractive to the adventurous, whether in the air or on the ground servicing the carriers between flights. Salary levels are relatively high in the airlines. Short-term economic stresses may cause some problems, but long-term prospects for airline careers are bright. Some of the jobs in the airline are flight attendants, ticket agents, reservation agents, clerks, airline food service jobs, flight dispatcher, operation or station ramp agents, sales manager and district sales managers, airline lounge receptionists, airplane flight attendant supervisors, ramp flight attendants, crew schedulers, flight crew time clerks, flight reservation managers, gate agents, gate services supervisors, ground hosts or hostesses, passenger service representatives, reservation agents, senior reservation agents, ticketing clerks, aircraft log clerks, airport attendants, flight informations expediters, airport managers, station managers, and chief airport guides and traffic agents.
The following is a list and description of the jobs in the large field. The position of the flight attendant has evolved from the career that once called stewardess, hostess, or steward. In the past, employees who filled their position were young, female, and married, attractive, and required to be nurses. After a lawsuit filed by a young man claiming he was denied a steward position because of his sex, the airlines had to consider both men and women for the position, thus the evolution of the flight attendant. The primary responsibility of the flight attendant is to see that the passengers are comfortable. Travelers, often from their immersions of the airline, whether positive or negative, on their experiences with a flight attendant. The flight attendant performs several personal services conducive to the safety and comfort of the airline's passenger during flight, greets passengers, verifies tickets, record destination and assign seats, explain use of safety belts, oxygen mask, and life jackets, and previously prepares meals and beverages. He or she observes passengers to detect signs of discomfort and issues palliatives to relieve them of ailments such as air sickness and insomnia. Answers questions regarding the performance of aircraft
work of the flight attendant is demanding and tiring. Some international flights last more than 12 hours. The ability to remain calm and pleasant, coupled with the physical stamina necessary to remain on duty for several hours, are primarily requirements for flight attendants. Flight attendants are no longer required to be unmarried. However, they are required to live in the city designated by the airline. The flight attendants is required to be average total height to be able to reach the pillows, blankets, and small luggages that are stored overhead. The attendant's weight must be proportional to his or her height. Excellent English language skills are required. If one works on an airline with international routes, a second language is an asset. General health should be excellent since the flight attendant must be physically ready to cope with all emergencies. All airlines stress the importance of good appearance. Various airlines provide individual training programs for flight attendants. Advancement from the flight attendant position depends on seniority and merit. Non-flying positions into which flight attendants may be promoted include instructor, customer service director, and recruiting representative. Flight attendants may also become members of an airline advertising and public relations staff. The primary benefit of a flight attendant's work is the availability of free or reduced travel rate. Many airlines offer this benefit not only to their own employees but also to employees of competitive airlines. Thus, the choices of trips of flight attendants are not limited to their own employer's routes but include the routes by other carriers that have exchange agreements with their employer.
Next is the ticket agents, reservation agent, and clerks. Ticket agents work at the airport ticket counters and the central city ticket office. Their job includes in answering questions about the fares, schedule, handling timetables and literature, checking with the reservation agent for the seat availability, and also in selling tickets. In addition, they also check the baggage and excess weight charges if necessary and issue boarding passes. Since ticket agents has indirect contact with the public, they must be pleasant and present themselves in a professional appearance. They wear uniforms that represent their carrier employer. There is a possibility for the advancement in their position if you have a college level courses in traffic management and other bases in transportation. Next is the reservation agents and clerks. Their works for a major carriers work in large central offices where they become the link between telephone inquirers and in the computer terminal. They are the one who answer questions on flight schedules, seat availability, and making reservation. Their work brings them in telephone contact with the general public, travel agents, as well as their own company tickets agent. And next is the airline food service. Airline food service is a behind-the-scene position but an essential one in airline industry. Since airlines have finally recognized the need for quality meals to attract more potential passengers because travelers now expect a meal on board or at least snack for a short flight. Many airlines also plan to have international meals characteristics of the destination or of the airlines itself. The requirements for the position in airline food service, you must have educational training in food service or practical experience in the hotel or restaurant field.
Flight dispatcher. The flight dispatcher gives permission for aircraft of specific airlines to take off. For example, PAL's flight dispatcher oversees all PAL carriers at a given airport. The dispatcher evaluates all factors of the flight, including the airplane status, the crew, weather information, and other details. Constant communication between the dispatcher and crew keeps the crew informed of any delays at the airport caused by weather or crowded airspace conditions. In addition, a flight dispatcher assists in planning flight paths, taking into account aircraft performance and loading, en route winds, thunderstorm, and turbulence forecasts, airspace restrictions, and airport conditions. Dispatchers also provide a flight following service and advise pilots if conditions change. Operations agents, station ramp agents. The responsibilities of operations and station ramp agents are the supervision and loading of baggage and cargo. Cargo weight must be evenly distributed by these agents with the corresponding list of members and passengers recorded. They coordinate the transfer of baggage for connecting flights while taking on a new luggage at stopover airports. These agents are also responsible for announcing arrivals and departures. Sales manager or district sales manager. Sales managers and district sales managers oversee ticker and reservation offices, supervise sales representatives, and promote traffic on their airlines. They maintain contact with local travel agents and your operators to keep them informed on the latest airline promotions. Their relationship often means a discount to the travel agents or operators for their clients. However, the sales manager will maintain a profit for their airline on the basis of volume in these cases. A district managers must have the ability to analyze financial reports and make decisions based on the information. Excellent leadership, interpersonal, and organizational skills also are critical attributes for someone who wants to be a district manager.
The airline's lounge receptionist admits members and guests to the airline lounge, serves beverages and snacks, opens the door to the lounge in response to the sound of a buzzer, verifies membership cards, admits and seats members and guests, answers questions regarding scheduled flights, and verifies passenger reservations. Aside from that, they relay requests for paging service, using telephone, and directs or accompanies passengers to departure gates, restrooms, and other terminal facilities. Flight attendant supervisor supervises and coordinates activities of flight attendants, observes activities of employees to evaluate work performance, and maintains personnel records. They explain and demonstrate methods and procedures for performing tasks, and prepares evaluation reports on the performance of employees. They are responsible for assuring that the highest standards of safety, compliance, and customer service are met by flight attendants. The ramp flight attendant checks flight attendants' conformities to personal appearance standards and performance of pre-flight duties during the boarding stage of scheduled airline flights and compiles reports of findings, and inspects appearance and grooming of personnel for conformity to company standards. He or she prepares trip reports and daily checklists containing information about activities undertaken, emergency equipment, safety protocols, and appearance standards for supervisory use. They create flight registers and schedules to indicate assignments and alerts personnel of schedule changes.
Crew scheduler. The crew scheduler compiles duty rosters of flight crews and maintains records of crew members' flying time. Schedules airline flights, prepared flight register which crew members sign to indicate their preference and availability for flights and time they wish to be called before each flight. Types name of crew members in the flight schedule in the order of seniority to indicate flights to which crew members are assigned. Post name of extra crew members in the order of seniority on reserve list and selects replacement when needed. The crew scheduler computes and logs cumulative flying time for crew members and removes crew members' names from flight schedules when their flying time limit has been reached and may notify crew members of assignments using the telephone. Flight Crew Time Clerk. The Flight Crew Time Clerk compiles flight time records of flight officers for the payroll and crew scheduling departments to ensure accuracy of payroll and crew scheduling departments to ensure accuracy of payroll and legality of flights, and post data such as time in flight, type of aircraft, mileage flown, weight of aircraft, and flight time records using posting machines. The Flight Crew Time Clerk also reviews union agreements to ascertain payroll factors such as meal expense allowance, building allotment, and rates of pay, computes pay, compares figures with flight officers' log to detect and reconcile discrepancies, notifies crew schedulers of total accumulated flight time of each officer, and submits pay records to payroll section.
So now, let's talk about the flight reservation managers, gate agent, and gate service supervisor. First, let's talk about the flight reservation manager. The flight reservation manager directs and coordinates through subordinate supervisory personnel flight reservation activities for certified commercial or transport companies, reviews flight reservation reports, and conducts comparative studies with other airlines' reservation to develop methods and procedures designed to improve operating efficiency and increase reservation company flights. The flight reservation manager interprets and implements through supervisory personnel companies' policies and procedures regarding customers' relations and contact with the public, analyze economic statistics, and applied to air transportation and other factors such as weather conditions, special flight rates, and package deals to estimate future volume of flight reservations. Also directs investigation of customers' complaints regarding reservation service and prepares correspondence designed to improve customers' relations. So the role of flight operation managers is to track air traffic as well as power over ground operations. They are also responsible for the timetable and speak to the in-flight teams, planning, pilot, and team training. Submitting history, controls, and medical records are written by flight operation managers. Also, assisting and advising customers who may be choosing from a variety of travel options, making reservations for customers based on their various requirements and budgetary allowance, checking the availability of accommodation or transportation on the customer's desired travel dates. So now let's move on to the gate agent. The gate agent assists passengers and checks flights, tickets, and at entrance gates or station when boarding or disembarking airplanes of commercial airlines, and examine passengers' tickets to ensure the passengers have the correct flights or seats, or directs passengers to correct boarding areas using passengers' manifest, seating charge, and flight schedules. The gate agent also verifies the names on passengers' manifest or separate portion of passengers' tickets and stamp or marks tickets, or issues boarding passes to authorize passengers to board the airplane and assist elderly, disabled, or young passengers to board or depart from airlines, such as moving passengers in wheelchairs. A gate agent works at the boarding gates of an airport as a gate agent. You most likely work for a single airline and moving to various gates as needed, and also their jobs includes checking boarding passes, assisting passengers onto flights, upgrading seats, accommodating tardy passengers, and other similar duties. So let's move on to the gate services supervisor. The gate services supervisor supervises and coordinates activities of workers, engages in admitting departing passengers to the aircraft, and assisting passengers to disembark at terminal exits of commercial airlines, reviews flight schedules and passenger manifest, observes workers to ensure the services to the passengers are performed courteously and correctly. So the gate services supervisor also directs, explains, and demonstrates improved work practices and procedures to attain efficient utilization of human resources. Also, evaluate work performance of personnel and prepares recommendation for retention, dismissal, transfer, or promotion. Ground host or hostess. The ground host or hostess renders personal services to passengers in airline terminals to facilitate movement of passengers through terminals and create goodwill, greets and welcomes passengers to the terminals, answer questions and advises passengers concerning flight schedules and accommodations such as arrival or departure time, location on concourses and gates, selection of seats on aircraft, assembles and forwards luggage to departing flights, guides and escorts foreign-speaking passengers to designated gates for boarding of aircraft. Next is passenger service representative. The passenger service representative renders a variety of personal services to airline passengers requiring other than normal services, such as taking care of company officials, distinguished persons, foreign-speaking passengers, invalids, and unaccompanied children. Greets and escorts passengers between lobby and boarding areas. Using electric cards, give aid to sick or injured passengers and obtains medical assistance, assists elderly baggage, prepares baby food for mothers with infants. Reservation agent. The reservation agent makes and confirms reservations and routing for passengers on scheduled airline flights, arranges reservations and routing for passengers at the request of ticket agents or customers. Using timetables, airline manuals, reference guides, and tariff books. Types requested flight number on keyboard of online computer reservation system and scan screens to determine space availability, telephone customers or ticket agents to advise changes in flight plans or to cancel or confirm reservations.
Senior reservation agent. The senior reservation agent is the one who supervises and coordinates activities of workers engaged in reserving seat space for passenger on scheduled airline flights. Assign worker to tasks in accordance with abilities and personnel requirements. It also observes work procedures, monitors telephone calls, and reviews completed work to ensure adherence to quality and efficiency standard and to the rules and regulations. It also writes revision to procedure guide and memoranda describing the changes in reservation methods, flight schedules, and rates, records teletypewriter, messages, and telephones passenger service personnel to obtain information regarding flight cancellation and schedule changes and to determine disposition of passenger holding reservation on cancelled or rescheduled flight. It means senior reservation agent is the one who are providing administrative support for all departmental activities and fulfill frontline reception duties. Next is the ticketing clerk. The ticketing clerk is the one who compiles and records information to assemble airline tickets to transmittal or mailing to passengers. It reads coded data on booking card to a certain destination, carrier, flight number, type of accommodation, and en-route stopovers. Select ticket blank, invoice, and customer account cards, compiles, compute, and records identification and fare data using tariff manuals. It also rates tables, flight schedule, and pen or ticket imprinter separates and copies of completed tickets, clips completed tickets and invoices to booking cards and routes to other workers for teletype transmittal or mails ticket to customer. Ticketing clerk, its duty is to supervise the loading of goods or luggage and maintain concerned registers. Next is the aircraft log clerk. The aircraft log clerk, it keeps records of usage and time intervals between inspection and maintenance of designated airplane parts. It compiles data from flight schedule, computes and post amount of time airplanes card files for individual part are in use daily using calculating machines. Maintains card file for individual part with notation of time used and facts taken from the inspection records. Notifies inspection department when parts and airplanes approach data for inspection, including accumulated time and routing schedules. Prepare reports on schedule delays caused by mechanical difficulties to be filled by the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) in the USA and with the Civil Aeronautics Board in the Philippines. In addition, aircraft flags clerk is the one who performs a variety of repetitive clerical, administrative, and managerial duties with a high level of accuracy necessary to keep aircraft maintenance and activities running efficiency. And also, it is his or her responsible for the management of aircraft logbook.
Airport attendant. The airport attendant periodically inspects buildings and hangars to detect fire hazards and violations of airport regulations, examines firefighting equipment to detect malfunction and fills depleted fire extinguishers, performs minor repairs on fire trucks and tractors, patrols airfield to ensure security of aircraft and facilities, records airport data such as the number of planes stored in hangars, plane landing and departures, and number of passengers carries on planes. Next is Flight Information Expediter. The Flight Information Expediter determines flight times of airplanes and transmits information to flight operations and air traffic command centers. Evaluates data such as weather conditions, flight plans, ramp delays, and en route stopovers to determine arrival and departure times for each flight using aids such as weather charts, slide rule, and computer. Transmits identity and type of airplane, flight locations, time of arrival and departure, and names of crew members to air traffic command to obtain clearance for flight over restricted areas. Notifies relevant departments of airlines of pending arrival of inbound flights to ensure that personnel are available to load or unload fuel, baggage, and cargo. Airport Manager. The airport manager plans, directs, and coordinates through subordinate personnel activities concerned with construction and maintenance of airport facilities and operation of airport in accordance with governmental agency or commission policies and regulations. Consults with commission members, government officials, or representatives of airlines to discuss and plan such matters as design and development of airport facilities, formulation of operating rules, regulations, and procedures of aircraft landing, taxiing and takeoff patterns for various types of aircraft, negotiates with representatives of airlines, utility companies, or individuals for acquisition of property for development of airport, lease of airport buildings and facilities, or use of rights of way over private property, inspects airport facilities such as runways, buildings, beacons and lighting, automotive or construction equipment, formulates procedures to be used in case of aircraft accidents, fire,
manager. The station manager directs and coordinates airline station activities at transport stations located at airports to provide services for scheduled flight operations, reviews station activities, reports to a certain data set required for planning station operations, direct preparation of work schedules to obtain maximum utilization of manpower and facilities, coordinates activities of passenger services, ramp and cargo services, and dispatching of aircraft to ensure operations to meet company and government policies and regulations, directs preparation of passenger list, cargo manifest, and plans for storage of cargo and baggage aboard aircraft. Chief Airport Guide. The Chief Airport Guide supervises and coordinates activities of workers engaged in conducting guided tours at airport, arranges tour according to interest of groups such as school children, foreign visitors, and civic or private organizations, scheduled tours to avoid interruption of airport operation and minimize congestions, and assign workers to guide tours. Traffic agent. The traffic agent solicits flight business from the industrial and commercial firms and passenger travel business from travel agencies, schools, clubs, and other organizations, explain available routes, land limits, and special equipment available, quotes, fares, schedules, and available itineraries offered to groups by companies, acts as liaison between shipper and carrier to obtain information for settling compliments, and distributes descriptive pamphlets.
Travel agencies. The travel agency is a legally appointed agent representing the principal in a certain geographical area. The agency acts as a broker and brings the buyer and seller together for the other suppliers such as hotels, car rentals, ground operators, and tour companies. There are several jobs that exist in the travel agency such as travel agent, tour operator, travel information center supervisor, travel clerk, travel counselor, tourist information assistant, reservation clerk, and tour guide. The first job opportunities in travel agency that you may find is being travel agent. The travel agent plans itineraries and arranges accommodations and other travel services for customers of travel agency. Converse with customers to determine destination, mode of transportation, travel dates, financial considerations, and accommodation required. Plans or describes and sells itinerary package tour. Gives customer brochures and publications concerning travel and containing information regarding local customs, points of interest, and special events occurring in various locations or foreign country. Regulations such as consular requirements, rates of monetary exchange, and currency limitations, computes costs of travel and accommodations, or cost of package tours, and books customer transportation carrier and makes hotel reservation. Next is the Travel Information Center Supervisor. The Travel Information Center Supervisor supervises and coordinates activities of workers engaged in greeting and welcoming motorists at state highway information centers. Provides information such as directions, road conditions, and vehicular travel regulation, and provides maps, brochures, and pamphlets to assist motorists in locating points of interest or in reaching destinations. Next is tour operator. The tour operator is the wholesale agent of the travel industry. The primary function of the wholesaler is the design of tours and travel packages on a large scale. Marketing these packages to the retail travel agent and the major airline carriers. Tour operators range from the very large to small independent operators specializing in specific geographical regions. The travel benefits available to the tour operator are similar to those of travel agent, free to reduce air travel and trips as potential promotable destinations are frequently available.
Tourist Information Assistant. Tourist information assistants help people by providing information and books, leaflets, and magazines relating to the local area. The main role of a tourist information assistant is to provide the public, particularly visitors and holiday makers, with accurate information about a particular geographical area. Topics include accommodation, travel, entertainment, and leisure facilities. You can also make reservations and sell tickets and souvenirs. Questions from the tourists and visitors can range from opening times and directions to more difficult questions that require further research. You will use computers, reference books, and timetables on a regular basis. You will also store and file information so that it can be accessed easily. Tour guides. Tour guides offer company and information to individuals or groups of travelers. They are knowledgeable and savvy about the places they show to tourists. On tours that include sightseeing, historical buildings, sites, and locations, tour guides must be able to provide travelers with all the information they should know about the place they're visiting. Most tour guides work on a pre-established route and visit a selected list of locations. They are usually employed by tour operators, hotels, resorts, and other establishments such as museum or historical landmarks.
Hotels and motels. The following are the descriptions of hotel, motel-related jobs based on material in the Dictionary of Occupational Titles published by U.S. Department of Labor. The first job is manager of a hotel or motel. He or she manages hotel or motel to ensure efficient and profitable operations, establishes standards for personnel administration and performance, service to patrons, room rates, advertising publicity, credit, food selection, and service and type of patronage to be solicited, plans dining room, bar, and banquet operations, allocate funds, authorizes expenditures, and assists in planning budgets for departments, hires personnel, and delegates authority and assigns responsibilities to department heads. Next is lodging facilities manager. He or she manages and maintains temporary or permanent lodging facilities such as skull apartment houses, small hotels, trailer parks, and boat marinas. Purchases supplies and arranges for outside services such as fuel delivery areas such as entrances, halls, and laundry rooms, and makes minor electrical, plumbing, and structural repairs.
Hotel clerk performs a combination of duties for guests of hotels, motels, or condominium hotels. They register and assign rooms to guests, issue room keys, transmit and receive messages, answer inquiries pertaining to hotel services, registration of guests, shopping, dining, entertainment, and travel directions. They keep records records of room availability and guest accounts and compute bills and collects payments. They are responsible for check-in customers using computer programs and equipment and provide guests with directions to their room. Inform customers of all on-site amenities and any relevant information that is needed to use them. They handle and resolve guest complaints. Sales representatives contacts representatives of government, business, and social groups to solicit business for hotels, motels, or resorts. They select prospective customers by receiving information concerning functions such as sales meetings, conventions, training classes, or routine travel by organization members. They call prospect, outlines types of service offered, and quote prices, and verifies reservation by letter or draws up contracts. Sales representatives are responsible for selling a company's products by identifying leads, educating prospects on products through calls, trainings, and presentations, and providing existing customers with exceptional support. Serves beverages and snacks.
Cruise lines. There are jobs that are available for cruise lines. First is the cruise line director. He or she is responsible for all daily activities, planning, entertainment, and port of call information for passengers. This requires a strong background in the entertainment field, an exceptional ability to work well with people, and the ability to handle administrative details. Next is documentation supervisor. He or she supervises and coordinates activities of workers engaged in preparing shipping documents and related reports, and in classifying and rating cargo according to established tariff rates. Reviews ships, schedules, and bookings records to plan and schedule work activities, and assigns rating activities to workers and reviews rating. Next is the chief steward or stewardess. The chief steward or stewardess supervises and coordinates activities of personnel in the steward's department aboard a passenger vessel, supervises workers engaged in housekeeping and meal serving, arranges space for shipboard recreation activities, inspects passengers' areas for cleanliness, and observes services rendered by steward personnel for conformity to company standard.
Social director. He or she plans and organizes recreational activities and creates a friendly atmosphere for guests in hotel or resort or for passengers on board ships. It greets new arrivals and introduces them to the other guests, acquaints them to recreation facilities, and engage them to participate in the group activities. Booking supervisor. He or she supervises and coordinates activities of workers engaged in booking shipments of cargo on ships and keeping booking control records to ensure maximum utilization of cargo spaces. Reviews record on booking. Studies plans of cargo spaces to determine type of tonnage that can be booked on each ship to obtain maximum revenue, and utilize available cargo space and also assign booking duties to workers.
Motor coaches. The following are descriptions of motor coach related jobs based on material in the Dictionary of Occupational Titles published by the U.S. Department of Labor.
Bus dispatcher. He or she dispatches long-distance buses according to schedule and oversees bus drivers and bus attendants while they are at the terminal. Issues order for station departure of buses at specified
rental companies.
Car rental companies. A. Sales rental agent. The sales rental agent greets customers and helps them find suitable cars for their needs. Since their position requires public contact, the sales rental agents must possess a pleasant and outgoing personalities and have an overall good appearance. Agents are trained in computerized reservation and billing procedures, as well as communication skills such as proper telephone manners and customer relations. B. Reservation agent. Reservation agents work directly over the phone with requests from airline reservation clerks, travel agents, and general public. They check the availability of cars in the city requested and take all pertinent information including a credit card number to secure the reservation.
The next job available in car rental companies are car rental sales representative, which the car rental sales representative promotes car rental services to the business traveler segment. Others deal with travel agents and airlines with the goal of increasing sales through establishment of corporate packages deals on a large volume basis. Next is automobile rental clerk. He or she rents automobiles to customers at airports, hotels, marinas, and other locations, talks to customers to determine type of automobile desired and accessories such as power steering or air conditioning, location where car is to be picked up and returned, and number of days repaired. Examine customers' driver's license and determines amount of deposits required. Codes cost of rental based on per day and per mile rates. Completes rental contract and obtains customer signature and deposit. And computes rental charges based on rental time, miles traveled, type of car rented, taxes, and other incidental charges incurred. Gaming entertainment industry. Career opportunities in the gaming entertainment industry are unlimited. They are divided into 5 career tracks, namely hotel operations, food and beverage operations, casino operations, retail operations, and entertainment operations. The first job opportunities in gaming entertainment industry is hotel operations, which the career opportunities in gaming entertainment hotel operations are very similar to the career opportunities in the full-service hotel industry. The only exception is that the food and beverage can be separate division and not part of the hotel operations. The rooms and guest services departments offer the most opportunities for students of hospitality management. Next job opportunities are food and beverage operations. There are many career opportunities in restaurant, management, and the culinary arts. Gaming entertainment industry has many food and beverage outlets, including restaurants, hotel room service, banquets and conventions, and retail outlets. There are many executive level management positions in both front and back of the house food and beverage operations in gaming entertainment operations.
Casino operations. Casino operations are divided into 5 functional areas, and these are gaming operations staff, casino service staff, marketing staff, human resources staff, and finance and administration staff. Gaming operations staff includes slot machine technicians,
accounts payable, audit, payroll, and income control specialists. There are career opportunities in the five functional areas.
D is retail operations. The increase emphasizes on non-gaming sources of revenue in gaming entertainment. Business demands an example in all aspects of retail operations, from store design and layout to product selection. Merchandising and sales control career opportunities exist in retail operations. E. Entertainment operations. Because of the emphasis on entertainment, there exist career opportunities for those interested in stage and theater production, lighting and box office management, and talent management and booking.
Trends and innovations in tourism and hospitality industry. If the entire goal of customer experience is to make customer lives better and easier, the hospitality industry takes it to the next level. As modern guests travel both for business and pleasure, they want to have their needs met to have a personalized and seamless experience. Modern guests want to be engaged, heard, empowered, and delighted by hotels. When a guest feels the hotel understands them, they are 13% more likely to stay there again. The majority of hotel visitors want to experience new technology and are even willing to give up traditional amenities like business center or fitness center to get it. The hospitality industry is constantly innovating to better serve its customers. Here are the top 10 recent customers experience innovations in hospitality and the brands that are leading the charge. First is facial recognition. Instead of having to wait in line at the front desk to check in, some hotels are moving to facial recognition scans to get guests in their rooms. Marriott is testing the technology at its hotels in China, which shortens check-in time from 3 minutes or more to less than 1 minute. Guests simply approach a kiosk, scan their face to verify their identity, and scan their ID to get their room key. Next is voice-controlled rooms. Many hotels are rolling out smart rooms which combine AI and voice recognition technology to integrate virtual assistants into the room. Intercontinental Hotels Group is creating AI smart rooms in its hotels in China. The rooms allow guests to use voice control technology and speak naturally to get personalized assistance for both business and personal travel. Next is robots. Robots can play a number of roles in hotels, from cleaning rooms to staffing the front desks. A lot hotels uses a robot butler, to deliver items to guests around the dock. If someone calls the front desk needing a toothbrush or extra towels, butler will likely be the one bringing the item to their room. RFID wristbands. More hotels are moving away from traditional room keys to leverage RFID technology through guest wristbands. The technology is popular at resorts like Disney World and Great Wolf Lodge. Instead of having to carry a room key and their wallets, guests are given a wristband loaded with their room information, credit card, and tickets, which can be scanned to gain access to their rooms and other areas and to make payments. The simplified wristband makes it easy for guests to have everything with them and keep their hands free. Next is chatbots. Chatbots give guests instant access to information without having to wait for the front desk. The Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas has Rose, an AI concierge who can help guests book spas, services, and restaurants, and offers insider information like secret menu items at the hotel bar. Four Seasons Hotels uses Four Seasons Chat for 24/7 chat service that is powered by humans, not AI, for a more personal touch and response to messages in 90 seconds or less.
Mobile room case. Combining the ideas in self-check-in and simpler room case, a number of hotels are moving to mobile room case. Guests simply check in using the hotel's app and are notified when their room is ready. Instead of waiting in line at the front desk, guests can go straight to their rooms and use their smartphones or smartwatches to unlock the door. Next is smart amenities. Smart amenities throughout the room allow guests to completely customize their experience and make their room as comfortable as possible. Each room at the Citizen M Hotel in Amsterdam comes equipped with a Mood Pod tablet, which allows guests to change the temperature, TV, window blinds, alarm, and lighting in one place. Some Marriott hotels have smart shower doors where guests can jot down their ideas while in the shower and then email the image to themselves for future use. Another is virtual reality. Imagine being able to step into a hotel room on the other side of the world to see the exact layout, views, and amenities. Virtual reality allows guests to tour a hotel, choose a room, and book it seamlessly online. They can also experience local attractions and feel confident in their travel choices before they arrive. A number of hotels and resorts, including Radisson and Omni, offer the service and have seen improved customer satisfaction and online booking rates. Next is located-based services. Modern hotels can locate guests and employees, which allows them to offer more personalized services. If a guest is in the hotel bar, they could receive a push notification about a deal on drinks. Hotel staff could be alerted to guests' preferences based on where they spend their time. And lastly is augmented reality. The ability to overlay information onto guests' surroundings has opened new doors for hotels. AR can be used to take guests on a tour of the hotel, showcase the property, amenities, and share information about the area. The hospitality industry relies on experience to keep customers coming back. Innovating with the latest ideas and technology allows hotels to offer fresh, personalized experiences that guests crave. Once again, thank you and good day.